In today's video, we're going to be talking about is Wuthering Waves combat hard and some other things. I feel like Wuthering Waves combat is not really that hard. It's really hard to master at the end of the day when it comes to rotations, especially if you're trying to clear a tower in time. I think people don't even have like enough skill upgrades, or the echoes are good. They still can't clear tower, then just becomes like a skill issue when the rotations. But I don't think it's that hard to really get into. This person says, is the combat hard to master? You're playing who's taking the rest for the game since Chang Li. But I wanted to ask is they found the combat unexpectedly difficult, like I can find my way around it in tower, but I wasn't able to do it properly when depleting toughness bar, and like I'm doing damage, but don't think my problem is where it's my team since I build them properly. Their talents like 7 to 8, level 70. I don't know the skill issue. I'm not understanding the combat well. Maybe someone can help me give a TLDR on combat mechanics. So I feel like definitely hardcore free-to-play players and people that are first getting into the game for WoWa, it's not that easy when it comes to clearing content, because I definitely, if you're lower level or you're just hardcore free to play, that's more where skill gets involved, where you have to clear things. But I mean, this person's level 70. I bet by the time they get to like level 90 for their characters, you'll see a big damage difference to where you won't have to focus on rotations as much if you have enough good echoes, I would say, for your team to be able to clear content easily. So maybe if someone can help me or give me a TLDR on combat mechanics, just really want a reason to come back to play since I love the aesthetic of the game. So let's see, game becomes mechanical after a couple weeks. I would say so. I think number one would be Gian, because I think everyone thought Gian was brain dead, like you just press R, you just use the dragon, but the way you can maximize the dragon damage output is pretty good. Played Zen 0 for a while. Their counter is much easier to do, help improve my WoWa gameplay a lot. I do agree with this. I think Zenless is really good as a combat starter, and it's actually really like insanely easy. I think people only really consider WoWa like really hard was because when it first came out, it was the holograms, and the holograms made it feel like it was quote-unquote Souls-like. So a lot of people were like, oh, like Wuthering Waves combat is hard or it's difficult and things like that. But I definitely think it's more complicated for someone than Zenless would be. It's not that hard as long as you know the boss attack pattern, then you'll be fine. The rest is just how good your team rotation is. And I think this is a common issue anyways, not even just for gacha games, but even like Souls-like games where you play like Elden Ring, Wukong. A lot of people don't want to sit there and learn a boss rotation, so the game just seems like it's hard enough. Let's see. And then definitely like characters like Alcharo or Chang Li, even Donjin, as they mentioned here. I would say even like Gian, even though it doesn't seem like it. Even things like Jin C, like learning Jin C E grapple tech is also super important sometimes. I'm trying to think of what other characters. I mean, even rotations with Verena and getting the max concerto energy to maximize your time in tower. There's a lot of things that actually go into it. So hey, that's their opinion. Combat's hard or not, you comment down below, saying if it is or not. I think it just depends on the person, to be honest, especially if you're on mobile. Definitely that. Let's go to the next one here. So since Kuro actually listens, I thought I'd make a post about my most wanted features. Okay, so echo sets and loadouts, that's definitely number one. Honestly, I'm actually surprised that Zenless already has the loadout function. I think it's like a fucking lifesaver, honestly. I love the loadout function in any gacha game, if I'm being honest. Skins, I mean, if you guys are not really keeping up with stuff on Twitter, or just that leak side in general, we should be getting skins. They think they're gonna look pretty good for what they are, but we won't get them anytime soon. It'll be like when we're going to the new region. I was really hoping it would be next patch though. Co-op raids and dungeons. I think this game needs more co-op content in general and one better than raids and dungeon. I feel I would love Destiny style raids with interesting mechanics that come to WoW. Okay, that's interesting. I never really thought about a dungeon feature in Wuthering Waves to kind of expand on co-op. I think a lot of people are really pushing the co-op narrative for WoW because of how good the combat is for some people, especially with this new co-op event that we've had currently. I feel like a lot of people really enjoyed this co-op event. Me personally, I did too, and I absolutely despise doing co-op in any shape or form in any of my games. I love just clearing shit by myself, but definitely if they can incorporate maybe like a co-op hub or something like that, raids and stuff, I'm not too sure. Like bosses, like if they could let us do like hologram with a teammate, that'd be cool. I'm pretty sure you can't, right? I don't even know why my mind is blanking on that, but yeah, things like that would be cool. Let's see, the mobile PC performances, where we know about that, and then new Sonata effects and new echoes. Okay, yeah, so things like, because I think people even mentioned before, like things like attack speed. They even mentioned like you can have like 2 grapple charges, stuff like that, to actually make combat interesting. Yeah, I think I can get behind this. Like instead of just having like an echo just increase attack or just damage all the time, have an echo that like actually applies something else to the character to make the game feel more unique in the end. I feel like they might do this in the future. I'm not too sure how they would implement it, but that would be very interesting. And then improvements to events. I mean, events, I mean, they have been kind of redundant, mostly combat focused, but I feel like there's enough in between to where they implement things that aren't entirely combat focused, to really show that like not everything in the game is gonna be rollout content. We can let other things be involved as well. So let's see, anything else that they say down here. Let's see, another thing's kind of needed is a way to store echoes based on set and main stat. Okay, so like, you know, I feel like you're already able to do this. So actually, I might not be understanding what they're actually getting at. And then need items that reroll substat. Well, actually, I have something else I want to look at here before we actually end this off. So someone actually mentioned this, fine tuners, and I just, me personally though, I don't like, okay, I want in the game, right? I want reroll substats or anything else that helps the stat lining better in the game, right? But I also don't want it because echoes are so involved in the base game and how shit works that like having it take cuts and turns to lower user playtime, I don't think that's beneficial to them. If you guys kind of get it, like they updated the echo, was it the echo fuse options and stuff like that to, I think it's like push people to actually farm echoes. Like I think the biggest thing about WoW was that you can literally just farm your gear anytime that you want, literally every day. Literally you can farm the entire map every single day, and then you can transform those echoes into new echoes all the fucking time. So I feel like kind of cutting those corners for that is really good for like the core mechanic of the game. But I can understand, because if you're a new player, that sounds very, very interesting to do. But obviously, if you're an older player, it's not really that much fun to do anymore. So I don't know. Like, I feel like people also try to look at other stuff online, because someone mentioned here about perfect echoes. I mean, like, me personally, I've had a Gian with 234 crit damage for fucking ever. Like, anyone that comes to my stream already knows this, and I've always cleared content with that Gian. I feel like this is like an issue mentally over like substats. Like, oh, I need this, I need that. Oh, CCs have good echo stats, or like people on Reddit or people on Discord, and I don't want to feel like I'm behind or something like that. I don't know, man. I just feel like if you're able to clear it, then just clear the content. Like, if you can clear the content, then you clear it. If you don't, okay, then yeah, that's where you may need to stat line your echoes. But if you can, like, I don't really get this whole thing where it's like you need absolutely perfect on everything for your echoes. But hey, I mean, they can just have like a perfectionist kind of mindset for them. I'm not too sure. But that's pretty much all I want to go over with you guys today. Basically about how is the combat hard to master and Wuthering Waves, and go over like, you know, some 2 extra posts. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you guys haven't yet. You guys can join the Discord, link in the description down below. Also follow my Twitter. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.